Coming up in tonight's bulletin, government is stepping up its preparation to host the 54th Pacific Island Forum Leaders Meeting in September. Construction on the new Kirakira police shed has been completed, with work on the police boat ramp expected to wrap up by the end of July. And Australia has announced a significant new multi-year agriculture initiative aimed at strengthening the Solomon Islands' productive sector. Hello, you're watching SIBC's TV News Bulletin. I'm Sharon Nanao. Government is stepping up its preparation to host the 54th Pacific Island Forum Leaders Meeting in September, with security arrangements spearheaded by the Royal Solomon Island Police Force, RSIPF, and multiple task forces handling logistics and accommodation. Prime Minister Honorable Jeremiah Manele told local media during the OPMC press conference on Friday. He said the forum is expected to bring together around 1,300 delegates from across the region. Honorable Manele added a high-level task force co-chaired by the Permanent Secretary for Foreign Affairs and the Secretary to the Prime Minister's Special Duties, Sir Roger, has been appointed to oversee sensitive issues, including those relating to Taiwan.
The RSIPF will spearhead the security arrangements for the PIF meeting. On the matter of Taiwan, Cabinet is yet to complete its proceedings on that matter. We have a task force that is in place, co-chaired by the PS for Foreign Affairs and the Secretary to the Prime Minister, Special Duties, Sir Rogers. And another task force, there are different committees looking at the different aspects of the preparation for the 54th Forum Leaders Meeting. Committee on accommodation, for example, on transport and logistics, on security. I understand that the preparations are in progress very well. The Deputy Secretary General of the Forum Secretariat was here a couple of weeks ago to check on the preparations, and he's impressed with the preparations so far. The Accommodation Committee will have to work hard in terms of securing sufficient rooms for those coming to the meeting, but we hope that we will be able to address that. We may even need to get private homes for some of the delegations that come. Things, similar arrangements that they did in Tonga during last year's forum. Some of the delegations or Tarentim now have 3-bedroom homes. So if any of you got themselves 3-bedroom homes, then that will be an opportunity during the forum meeting. But we intend to, when the probably around the month of August, when the two co-chairs are back, we'll ask them to also make a presentation, law caucus and law cabinet, as to the status of the preparations, because we have to be ready before leaders and delegates arrive on the 6th or 7th of September, with the meeting starting off on the 8th of September.
The Deputy Secretary General of the Forum Secretary and his team was in the country last week to see the country's
as to the status of the preparations, because we have to be ready before leaders and delegates arrive on the 6th or 7th of September, with the meeting starting off on the 8th of September.
The Deputy Secretary General of the Forum Secretary and his team was in the country last week to see the country's preparation status. Now, Kirakira's new police boat shed is now fully operational, with construction completed and solar-powered systems installed, while work on the adjacent boat ramp is set to finish by the end of July. Alex Dedamo reports.
Construction on the new Kirakira police shed has been completed, with work on the police boat ramp expected to wrap up by the end of July. The boat shed project, which started in May, completed 3 weeks ago. It is now fully equipped with solar accessories to power lighting and a water pump to the shed. The projects are being implemented by the H&D buildings with funding by the Australian government under its ongoing support towards strengthening law enforcement and infrastructure in the Solomon Islands.
We're down here doing 2 projects for the Australian Defence Force and the Australian High Commission. First project was a police boat shed for the stubby crafts, and that's at the police station. And the boat shed was first to kick off in May, and that was completed 3 weeks ago. So the boat shed's all run on its own tank water off the roof, and solar systems supply power for the boat and power for the water pump and lighting, and give somewhere for the police to do all their maintenance on the boat and keep the boats out of weather.
Hodges confirmed the installation and construction of the police boat ramp is still ongoing but progressing well and expected to be completed soon.
And then down on the main wharf, we've just installed a new police boat ramp. So that's in an open ocean boat ramp. So we've sheet poled the sides and concreted the ramp, and we've given 2 concrete jetties on top of those for access into the boat. Sheet pile and extended the rock wall to protect the launch area of the boat for the boats to be retrieved and into the ocean. So we started this in early May, and we'll be completing last week of July. So the boat ramp is for the police, but it'll be a provincial for the provinces to use it for a safe open ocean boat launching. So this is just one of many that the Australian Defence Force have sponsored all the way around Solomon Islands.
The facilities are one of several Australian-supported law and justice projects in the provinces aiming to boost frontline policing and community safety. Alex Tadamu, SIBC TV.
Australia has announced a significant new multi-year agriculture initiative aimed at strengthening the Solomon Islands productive sector. Australia's Deputy High Commissioner to Solomon Islands made the announcement during the Sape Farm Packhouse launch on Friday. He said Australia is committed to help drive sustainable growth and food security through the revitalisation of the agriculture sector across the country.
I'm also very pleased to confirm that Australia will shortly be commencing a new multi-year agriculture program to further support the Government of National Unity and Transformation's focus on strengthening the productive sector. Minister Wassi and broadly across Cabinet, we have heard your message that the productive sector needs to be part of the future of Solomon Islands growth story, and we want to back you in and support that. So really keen to continue working with you on that.
He said the agriculture sector has the potential to become the economic backbone of the country.
Creating greater opportunities to make good incomes for the agricultural sector will also help to foster a new generation of farmers that can support themselves, their families and their communities. Farming and agriculture is a legitimate and valuable profession. It's not just something that people do for sustenance, it's something that you can do to make a meaningful income, to create businesses and contribute to the development of this country. And linked to that is the work that Minister Leakana is doing in driving a big skills agenda and moving beyond just basic education to looking at what more we can do to support skills development so people have the tools that they need to increase productivity and ensure that agriculture is a major part of Solomon Islands' future. We can see, and this is why Australia is proud of its long-standing support for local businesses, to increase incomes, employ more Solomon Islanders, and in the agriculture sector, increase those exports.
Now, elders of the Sikayana settlement are deeply concerned about the risk of losing their language. Andrea Mahanua with the details.
Elders of the Sikayana settlement are deeply concerned about the risk of losing their language. Community priest Father Eric Tevayola raised this concern to SIBC News.
It is a big shame and a big sorry that the Sikayana language can fade away. Actually, this time, my age now, I think I'm not speaking language. Dan from me for a more to begin in Blamfala or to have and I have feel logo too much. I mean, what caused this? Maybe all the parents are using pidgin too much like the houses, the homes, because that's where children learn from. The schools, there's no special subject there for to put in Sikayana language to be involved.
A large number of Sikayanans migrated and settled in northeast Guadalcanal during the 1960s and 1970s to access vital services such as education and employment. Tevayola encourages families to teach their children their language.
But my advice is that I think all families, and when people help in every family, what must strive to speak language at home. Make him brought up again with him that for language and not try to lose him. But I think this for a time, I don't say that it is never too late. Yeah, it is never too late to start it. You look in communication again this time, yeah, and Pidgin no more. I think Pidgin will be number one language. English will be the second language. The third language will be Sikayana. Where the age before, no, Sikayana not first language, Pidgin second, English and third. So I'm opposite this time. So I think I'm no misal talking about language. Yeah.
Andrea Ahanwa for SIBC TV.
Now, a decade after its release, the acclaimed short film Blackbird continues to resonate as cast members reflect on its powerful portrayal of the Pacific dark history of blackbirding when thousands, including many Solomon Islanders, were forced into labor across the region. Andrea Ahanwa reports.
It has been a decade since the short film Blackbird first hit the screens. Directed by Australian Solomon Islander Amy Batalibasi, the short narrative drama sheds light on a dark chapter in Pacific history. Between 1860 and the early 1900s, thousands of Pacific Islanders were deceived or forced into working on plantations in Australia and around the region, with a significant number coming from Solomon Islands. Jeremy Bobby and Regina Lepping, who were both cast in the film, shared their reflections with SIBC TV.
It was physically and emotionally taxing, but there was something inside of me that really felt grateful and appreciative of the opportunity to play such a role. Like, although hembara first time for me lanem story blue blackbirding, it felt much bigger than I. A story that just needed to be told. And I think that's one of my highlights, is this feeling that everyone will work inside the film that helped this film become what it is today. They all put in like 100%. We all just wanted to do our best. It was felt and it was experienced throughout the film. For me, although I've not been in too many films, that set the bar to the experience, one of the best experience, and it just so happened to be something that was very close to home.
I remember like when Blackbird first came out, and Miluhialo Solomon, Jeremy Australia, and how stuck up people look him, okay, to realize him too, like this is a part of a conversation where you miss out them for so long. And you forget that there, some people there are lot different parts. Like some follow Fiji community, solo Fiji, we have been working on sugarcane plantation there, and some follow Australia, and have started creating to this a conversation about them that one.
Jeremy explains the subject of blackbirding has often been met with resistance.
Although it happened a long time ago, till this day there are still people that benefit from the suffering of others. There are still people that are still suffering because of the pain that was caused to them, right? So I don't ever buy into someone saying, oh, it's just so long ago, get over it. Yeah, you should, People deal with grief differently, and trauma, especially intergenerational trauma, is a real thing. It affects him how a community, a family builds and grows.
The film has left a lasting impression on both actors, fostering a deeper appreciation of their identity.
It's just given me such a new appreciation and opened my eyes to, yes, Solomon Islanders, we have the right to be here. We have the right to say and tell the stories we want to tell by our people, and I think one of the best things that this short film kicked off as part of my journey was that the appreciation and recognition of my own worth and value as a Solomon Islander.
It was a huge experience, and this short film started off a journey where me realizing that we have a lot of stories to tell, and we have a lot of something, a lot of things to be proud of, yeah? As Solomon Islanders, as Pacific Islanders, we actually helped to build Australia, yeah? From the sugarcane plantation, become what it is. So we should, recognize our efforts in everything we do.
SIBC TV understands the film is now available on DVD and streaming online via Vimeo and Canopy for a small fee. Andrea Maahanwa for SIBC TV.
And now the latest in sports with Martin Taromane.
History has been created as the Solomon Islands national women's football team becomes the new OFC Women's Nations Cup champions. Solomon Islands defeated defending champions Papua New Guinea 3-2 in extra time of their grand final match at the HFC Bank Stadium in Fiji last night. The Moses Tuata coach team took an early lead through Lorina Solosaya's goal in the first half, but saw PNG equalized through team captain Ramona Padio. A brilliant Madeline Arukau free kick in the second half gave Solomon Islands the upper hand, but again, team captain Ramona Padio gave PNG's response from a well-taken free kick. The game ended with a 2-2 draw at full-time, forcing coach Tuata to make changes, bringing on Jamina David, who found a crucial goal for the national women's team to make it 3-2 in the 94th minute of the first half in extra time.
I'm different feeling. Yeah, so we felt struggle come for preparing team. And every hard work of fall have paid off. Actually, time game have finished and for win. And big relief of soul double. Because we come here, people expecting for him for do good, and we feel doing really well to this tournament. I think what we feel plan after we watch him game for PNG, we feel try for plan for contain him combination block middle and the fast strikers block also Mari Cup, yeah. So we feel actually doing one for take one for risk for man mark lo Ramona, we have captain blota. We feel assign one player for stick weight to him everywhere him going for stick weight to him. Just to get him out of the equation blota and him really frustrate him water today. That's how we feel control him midfield and able to create him goals for scoring. I think for women's football of Solomon Island, this will win him by him a lot of impact. How people look at football of a lot of women. Yeah? A lot of people not believe other girls or always talk negative but a win, and not only the win, the way of the display the ability for to play as a team, and lesson for everyone, even for the boys. And we like for thanking other girls for a job well done. Very resilient, persevere through, able for current pressure where PNG have champions, and able for holding pressure until we win Sultan. Yeah, for the supporters, we always follow. We thank you too much for moral support. We thank you for the prayers. We thank you too for people who come out here and actually watching. We looking big number to them. We feel really strong because crowd him behind me. So big thank you to every fans here at the stadium today, and also the supporters where support come from home.
Team captain Eileen Peggy said the win was incredible and thanked fans for their support throughout the tournament.
Me no sabe how me feel this time. Me just happy, and every girls did great, and like the final. I believe everyone making history, and this is the first time women's team and the first team forever like winning the OFC like champions, become champions. So me just happy, and me thanking big man throughout the journey for facing challenges back home and all that. But firstly, me like thanking big man for giving for strength and for the victory why me for got him this time. Yeah, beautiful. I think the unity and teamwork mostly, and playing for each other, never giving up on each other, and just keep going. And I can see like every girls like win, and they deserve this win, and because of the work so hard for him. So yeah, I think it's teamwork that bringing me fans for become champions now. This time I was imagine like like every support is crazy. I think home, I think everyone will come, and I think a parade maybe, and every family just come out, and every fans are solo just waiting. Me for go back to Morono, so everyone ready, I think, back home. Yeah, we like say thank you to us for believing us and for continued support Blomifala throughout the journey Blomifala, especially as SIB Federation for operation throughout the Kakam Blomifala, and our families were continue supporting Blomifala, the prayers Blomifala, and yes, supporters here, Fiji, will continue for coming numbers, and yeah, we made it cause true for believe Blomifala, and yeah, thank you too much.
The national women's team, meanwhile, arrived back in the country today.
And that's news. Follow us on sibconline.com.sb and our SIBC News Facebook page for more of our latest stories. Thanks for watching.